Okay, it's been a minute. Haven't been able to do as much cooking as I'd hoped, certainly not outside this summer. It is the last week of August and it's been a wee bit wet. Summer. I did try, however, filming making goat's cheese mozzarella. And yeah, that went like this. Oh, that's not supposed to look like that. Shite. And in addition to having to replace the car and people fucking dying on us and all kinds of shit, it's just been a long few weeks, you know. Anyway, I'm only filming this, to be honest, because I remembered about that bunny dog toy that Bryn had and I thought the thumbnail was hilarious. It is actually that sad. Otherwise, I was just going to cook this. Aye. Jugged hare, very traditional kind of British countryside dish. Very, very, very out of favour these days, you know. Straight off, it works with beef. You don't have to use hare, okay? I know it's just another one of these, but yeah, venison, also really, really good. This will be a quick short video. I've got all the prep done, and it's pretty much just a one pot thing. So I've got a bottle of wine here. Use something kind of okay. Don't use shite. It's garbage in, garbage out, innit, you know. I think that was $7.50. It's actually quite a nice bottle. Hey, the fan's gone off in the oven, finally. Cool. Yeah, so ingredients in the description for all the amounts and stuff, but that is basically a whole bottle of wine minus a slurp, obviously, to check that it's not poisoned. Some beef stock, a couple of bay leaves, that's it. And then just marinate your meat. Longer the better. If you can do it overnight at least, that's great. Let it go for a day. You might even get away with doing it a wee bit longer if you want. It's just going to add flavour. The nice thing about this is that hare is really fucking tough. It's so lean, you know, so it's tougher than rabbit, and it means as well, this lends itself to using like really cheap cuts of beef, the things where you're going to cook them for ages, because in this, basically, I'm going to drain these off, I'm going to brown them off, back in the pot with a bunch of veg, herbs and so on, and then that is going to braise in a low oven for between 3 and 4 hours, and that's it. There's very little to this. So yeah, I'll get into the next one. Right, there you go. So I'm just going to gently brown off each of these. Sorry for the legs akimbo bit. Actually ended up with 2 little hares. I ordered 1 big one and it was kind of the end of the season. And Blast gave me 2 smaller ones. And I can fit these in the pot, so it doesn't really matter. If I think on, I'll shove the wee exploded out diagram from Black X Mango cookbook on, if anybody wants it, just to see how they kind of butcher a hare or a rabbit normally. It doesn't really matter, I'll just chop it to bits. But yeah, you just want this, just want a wee bit of colour on this. Do not want to burn it. There you go, see how quick that is. That's just going in, cute detail. Yeah, so I'm going to repeat this, the rest of the meat, then I'm going to get the veg in. And we're almost there. Right, that's that all coloured. These are the bits of the carcass that I've trimmed everything off. I'm just browning them up as well, and I'm going to shove them on top of, it's over there. Yeah, shove them on top and it goes in the oven, and not fussed about them getting covered or anything, but it's just more free flavour. Take them out at the end, obviously they're full of bones, and yeah, okay. Right, I've just chucked in a few rashers of smoked streaky bacon there because they needed used up. It's been in the freezer. I might as well, the flavours will work with this. And now, in with veg. So that's just mirepoix veg really. Onion, that's shallot, onion if you want. Doesn't really matter. Onion, bacon, celery. Try not to burn it. Come down a wee bit, give that a few minutes to soften down, and I'm going to chuck in another couple of bits. Kind of heading into Buff Bourguignon territory here, but I've shoved in about 200 grams of these wee chestnut mushrooms. Button mushrooms, never seen them before, I just thought, hey, have them. And I've also popped in about half a bulb of fennel. If you don't like fennel, you don't like that stuff, don't put it in. It just adds a wee sweetness. Yeah, almost there. Just soften them down a wee bit, then we're just going to shove everything in the pot. Fuck it, that would do. Right, obviously if you've been marinating in a bag or whatever, this is the point where you pop it into the pot what you're going to put in your oven. This is, I've not tasted this for seasoning or anything, because obviously this is just wine and beef stock and the rabbit, or hare, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, gonna bring this up, and I just want to simmer this for a couple of minutes, get it kind of warm, tempered, whatever you want to call it, then everything starts going in. Don't think I've missed anything. I've got some juniper berries and peppercorns over there. I've got a bit of fresh thyme, and that's pretty much it. You know, I do tend to actually write recipes down before I shoot these videos, but then I never actually read the bastards. Yeah, garlic, forgot that. Half a head, something. That was about, I think, 5, 6 little bulbs. Colour it off, don't colour it off, whatever. It doesn't really matter. This is nearly there, and I'm going to pop the meat in, and the rest of the veg. Yeah. Okay, I stepped away and that came to boil, which isn't ideal, but hey, whatever. Yeah, if you want to skim this, you can, but again, it's not really traditional, it's kind of peasant cooking, you know. Yeah, get your meat in, and your veg. And there we go. In a perfect world, I'd be using my big enamel cocotte, but it doesn't fit in a wee Ninja, so we can do with this. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get the carcasses on top there or not. Aye, so otherwise, lid goes back on, and this goes into the oven, low oven, 140, 130, 140 something. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm still kind of coming to terms with how hot this thing gets. Probably go 140, fuck it, doesn't really matter. But yeah, 3 to 4 hours. What I do know is I'm going to get to this tomorrow morning. So yeah, night. Right, there you go. So I let that cool overnight. Well, I cooked it and then just let it cool in the oven, because I started it entirely too late. And I have had a week around in here. I've had a wee look to see what's happened, because this is actually subsequent day. I picked up a whole duck for like £7, and we had the weather for once, so I shoved that on the rotisserie, and it was not bad. Ooh. Looking good. Could have balanced it better. Hmm? Oh, fuck yeah. Right. Shiny. Yeah, right. But aye, as you can see, these are the kind of the bits of carcass. I'm just going to chuck these. And they did work pretty well. They've kind of protected... for fuck's sake. Yeah, didn't lock the tripod leg. Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, they've kind of... they will have added a bit of flavour, and they have kind of protected the top layer. So even though it was sitting there for a while, I'm just binning these while I'm here. Yeah, everything still looks pretty moist, and I am fairly happy with this. But basically now I'm going to have to thicken it. Now, jugged hare. Okay, hare. Yes. Like in the thumbnail, traditional way of cooking it was kind of in a bain-marie, like a double boiler. So you'd have a pot, then you'd have earthenware, jug, pot, whatever. Shove everything in there, water in the pan, and then you'd have the pot kind of sealed quite tightly on top, so it would kind of, everything would kind of braise inside. Obviously not doing that here. But yeah, the traditional way to thicken it was to use the blood from the hare. And I know that maybe sounds rank, but bear in mind in the UK, black pudding is such a normal thing in terms of like breakfast. It's, you know, it's everywhere. We love it, and it's just, it's, you know, you've got boudin noir in France or whatever, blood sausage in some places. So even though it sounds kind of icky, it's like, it's actually pretty normal. But it's difficult to get hold of fresh blood these days from butchers with various legal things. These obviously came clean, so I couldn't do that. So yeah, you could do like a beurre manier, which is like equal parts flour and butter at room temperature, kind of rub together. Pop them in, heat it through, give it a mix. So you're kind of forming a kind of like an instant roux. But I'm just going to use cornflour on this, so give us a minute. Okay, freely admit I didn't really think this one through. I'm not the best with cornflour. I don't use it very often, so I'm hoping this is going to work. That is, yeah, maybe a couple of tablespoons, if that, of cornflour, and I've just labelled out maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 of these ladles. I brought this obviously back up to the heat. I've taken the meat out. The meat is flaky as you like, or most of the meat is about there. Going to add this back in, give it a mix, and hope that it thickens up and gets a wee bit glossier. And that's us. There you go, pot of brown. Yeah, it's not the most compelling shots. And to be honest, I probably should have used a wee bit more of the cornflour. That's taken best part of 10 minutes to cook that down. Obviously, I've taken all the meat out first. It's all flaking beautifully. Just to kind of show you what you end up with. So yeah, we're going to eat. I'll give you a quick shot at the end. I'm having this with some green lentils, and my other half wants mash. So give us a minute. Right, there you go. it's yet more brown, and the green lentils are indeed brown. These are just Aldi, I don't know, French style lentils. They've got tomato and basil, I think, through them, but the basil's not too bad. But yeah, the meat here, how do I describe this? Okay, it's all flaking, falling apart, blah, 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 blah. Flavour-wise, there's a lot of iron. Very gamey. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not this is actually hare or rabbit, to be honest. I haven't eaten enough hare to know it's normal. I think it's normally a bit darker than this. But flavour-wise, I mean, I've tried a wee bit, obviously, while I've been doing it. There's almost a wee bit kind of cinnamon in the background you get, and that's not from the wine or anything, that's just from the meat. But no, it's good. These wee button mushrooms with chestnut, these are great. Hey, try it. Huh? I was trying to keep this under 10 minutes. I probably woefully failed, so sorry about that, and cheers if you're still here. And yeah, see you for the next one. Alright, cheers.